Today we will be answering the 4 questions from Module 8 entitled Gender, Media, and Education. But first, let us see what is gender and media mean. Gender is a state of being male or female in relation to social and cultural roles that are considered appropriate for men and women. And media is a communication outlet or tools used to store and deliver information or data. The term medium or the singular form of media is defined as one of the means or channel of general communication, information, or entertainment in society as news, radio, and television. The first question is, how do the different forms of media affect the way we see the gender? The answer is, media may play an important role in society. They report on current events, provide frameworks for interpretation, mobilize citizens with regard to various issues, reproduce predominant culture in society and entertainment, according to Lianos and Ninya 2011. The media can be an important actor in promoting gender equality, both within the work environment or in terms of employment and promotion of female staff and at all levels, and the representative of women and men in terms of fair gender portrayal and use of neutral, non-gender specific language. The second was, how can we work together to creatively counteract some of the rigid ideas about gender we get from media? Media and gender refers to the relationship between media and gender, and how gender is represented within media platforms. These platforms include but are not limited to film, radio, television, and advertisement, social media, and games. Initiative and resources exist to promote gender equality and reinforce women empowerment in media industry and presentation. For example, UNESCO and cooperation with the International Federation of Journalists elaborated the gender-sensitive indicators for media contributing to gender equality and women empowerment in all forms of media. The level of participation and influence of women in the media also has implication for media content. Female media professionals are more likely to reflect the other women's need and perspective than their male colleagues. It is important to acknowledge, however, that not all women working in the media will be gender aware and prone to recover women's need and perspective. It is not impossible for men to effectively cover gender issues. Letter C. Discuss the positive and negative effect of gender in media education. In this generation, most of us are using social media. But actually, halos lahat. Most of the people ay nilalaman na ng social media ang sistema. Ang tama minsan ay nagiging mali at ang mali ay kadalasan nagiging tama. Depende na lamang sa pananaw ng mga tao. People are hardly using books and newspaper. Just one click on the internet, then that's your answer, without even checking the source of the information. Yes, the media really affect the ways of education nowadays. Without us even knowing, we are always depending on how we see media and to see what we think is right. Though it became common in our eyes, we should always assess if it's right or wrong. When we are using social media, we almost adopt everything we see on it, especially the topic related to gender. We see a lot of it on social media, issues related to gender. Sometimes we also see do's and don'ts, which is really inappropriate. The media promotes gender equality and women empowerment, but media also causes issues related to gender. Gender bias in the classroom is a worldwide phenomenon, and its impact is felt when it comes to self-esteem, test result, and professional choices. By being aware of gender bias, they can help children to deal with this conflict and respond to intolerance in real world. Studies have shown that areas of the brain responsible for language and fine motor skills mature earlier in girls than boys. The last one. How do the gender influence education? And it is importance of gender equality in education. The answer is gender bias is a prejudice of one of gender over another. It can be conscious or unconscious and can manifest in various ways, ranging from a stable glance to obvious reaction. When children are about 2 years old, they learn about physical difference between boys and girls, and by the age of 4, they have stable sense of their identity. During this time, they also learn about things girls do versus things boys do, in order to create an open classroom environment. It is essential to avoid stereotyping. School generally affect gender differentiation via two primary sources: teachers and peers. Teacher and peers directly influence gender differentiation by providing boys and girls with a different learning opportunities and feedback. A child's confidence and growth are really important in his or her nurturing years. Allow the children to pick and choose what they like to broaden the learning space for children. Also, we should try to avoid putting girls or boys into boxes with respect to what they can play with. So, acceptance of every person from every background is really important. We should teach children to be open-minded. Teachers are one of the most powerful sources to do that. They can help the children cope with gender bias by being aware of gender bias. They can help children to deal with this conflict and respond to intolerance in the real world. That would be all. Thank you so much po.